My mom's always said that I have a good sense of humor.
Because at tongue-in-cheek auditions, there's sort of two big things that we can look for, which is where you're at right now and then where you could be in the future. One of the best descriptions of improv I've ever heard is just to say that it's spontaneous acting, which makes a lot of sense to me. So within that, there are two components: the ability to be spontaneous and generate the content, and then the ability to act and express these ideas that you have. So
I think for me personally anyway, the acting part is the most difficult part. A lot of other improv troupes at other schools tend to be like mostly theater majors. They have that like background to them, but I guess that's what's unique about tongue-in-cheek is that very few of us actually do anything theater related.
One needs to have an innate passion for performing, and I love performing. I love being the center of attention, but I wouldn't say that I'm innately funny.
I guess tongue-in-cheek philosophically is kind of thought that if someone sort of has that raw, clearly a good sense of humor and sort of that raw ability to express themselves and act, that we feel like we can teach them improv.
And I think that it's something that really anyone can learn with the right mindset and the right environment. And I never grew up being a comedian or really ever thinking I was funny. I just thought I sort of had a weird thing I could do with my eye, and that was it. That was my one talent.
I guess it was pointed out to me through slant and tongue-in-cheek stuff that a lot of comedy is based on like breaking expectations, and so there's like a zillion examples of that where the reason why something's funny is because, you know, a comedian or whatever sets up a, you think you know what the punchline is going to be, and then they flip it, and then it's something different.
It's called finding the game. Where you find essentially that place that the audience laughed the most at, and you can bring it back.
Any group of improvisers know, when they know their troupe well, they're sort of the head and the heart, and the head is sort of that cerebral improvness, where you like see these connections and know what character to bring in at the right moment and the right situation, and then there's the heart, which is the people that can really just put themselves out there and express themselves and be honest and sort of, they play with their heart on the sleeve, as it were.
I would say there are two types of improvisers. There are talkers and there are listeners. So on stage, sometimes I'm less assertive and I'm quieter. I more serve the supporting role than the main character, but it's also a strength of mine, I would say, as an improviser, because I listen to my teammates and I support them in whatever they want to do.
Really, it takes a lot of synergy and a lot of connectedness between you and your other players. It takes a while to build up sort of that rapport.
We're going to do two-person scenes, and we're going to focus on having like a really organic, grounded relationship. We have to start the scene with 30 seconds of complete silence.
Yeah, we actually work with a professional improviser who lives in Chicago now. And so when she did a workshop with us, she really just emphasized like when you fail, it's not a bad thing, it's actually a good thing, because that's how you learn the most, is by just learning what doesn't work.
One of the founding fathers of Improv Del Close always said, follow the fear. And so I think one of the first things you do when you sort of get serious with improv is you just really have to just get, you know, rid of the idea that, you know, worrying about failure or, oh my gosh, I'm going to screw this up, and just sort of going for things. Whenever I fail, I kind of am almost, you know, obviously I want to learn from that, but almost proud of it and said, okay, you know, I went out there, I tried, it didn't work, but I'm, you know, proud of myself for trying, so, yeah. You know, we'll get them next show.
It isn't about going for the joke, it's about finding truth in comedy.